Ooh, baby. Ooh, ooh. Hey, yo. You like my background? All right, guys. What's going on, everybody? It's time for my week 17 picks for the Stephen Rose slash Steel Sermon tournaments. Now, if I turn my head to the left, you're going to see I actually had to get an operation done. If you follow me on Twitter, you know what went down. So, yeah, fun times. Had a fun week dealing with the cold. And then I got a bump on my back of my head analyzed. Found out it was a cyst. So I had to get that out of here. So that's why if you look at my back of my head here, all this garbage is there. I'm still here streaming. So if I'm over here streaming with freaking gunk all over my freaking ear and everything, there ain't no excuse for you to do what you want to do. You know? People be getting the sniffles and they're like, I don't want to do it anymore. Boy, I got surgery today on my freaking head. And I'm over here streaming because that's what I do. So over here streaming without a voice, struggling like crazy. You guys heard me in that stream. Sounded like I was a smoker. But yet I was still doing it. Only lasted like a half. But I was still doing it. There ain't no excuse for you not to do whatever you want to do. All right, what's up, Green Eggs? That's why I'm doing it early because I actually gotta check in early tonight because I gotta go back to the doctor tomorrow to get this stuff taken off my freaking head. I'm probably gonna still have like a bandage on it because I am not trying to gross out people showing a freaking remnants of a cyst there. It was ugly. I don't know if you guys noticed because I might have turned my head to the left. You might have seen a bump on the back of my head, but it's gone now. So, yeah, we lit. What's up, Jacob? But yeah, man, it's time for my week 17 picks for the Stephen Rose and Steel Sermon tournaments. Usually I do these at like freaking midnight, 1 a.m. I'm doing it a little early because I got to go to bed earlier tonight. So, because I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Crack of dawn. So, with that being said, let's get in with the picks. All right, so let's start off with the clinching scenarios. We're going to start off with probably the easiest ones. We're going to start off with the AFC. So, as you see here, we have, well, 5 teams now have officially clinched at least a playoff berth, 2 division titles, 3 overall playoff berths. We could easily see another division title clinched this weekend. See what goes down. But Buffalo, Kansas City already clinched their divisions, like we all thought, right? Never forget, I had the freaking Broncos winning the West. And Buffalo, well, Buffalo dominated their division just like I thought they would. But Buffalo can still clinch home field and the first round bye simply with a win and a Kansas City loss. And Buffalo faces Cincy this week. Now, in terms of Cincy, they play Buffalo. That's going to be a dynamite game on Monday night. How about that for the last Monday night game of the year? You know what I'm saying? But Cincinnati can clinch the North with a win and a Baltimore loss or tie. Baltimore plays Pittsburgh, of course. Or a tie and a Baltimore loss. Now, Miami, they play New England on Sunday at 1 o'clock. They can clinch a playoff berth with a win, a Jets loss or tie, or a tie and a Jets loss and a Pittsburgh loss or tie. So yeah, they're gonna be doing a little bit of scoreboard watching. Now that is simply the AFC. Not too bad. Not really a whole lot of action. Of course, there are still 2 divisions to be fully decided. And then, of course, you have 3 wild card berths. Of course, the AFC South, that'll probably be decided on week 18. And actually, I've been thinking about this. Depending on when that game is being played, because it'll probably be played, well, every game's on Sunday next week. But if that is like, let's say, the night game, the final game of the week, because I'm sure the Browns are going to be playing at 1, because our game doesn't mean a damn thing. So I'm pretty sure what I'm thinking about doing is, well, I don't know, do the Cavs play that day too? I don't know, we'll see. But I was actually considering streaming Titans and Jags, most likely. We'll see. I'm gonna get used to streaming some of these other teams, being as I'm gonna be doing playoff games. I got to familiarize myself with a lot of these teams, considering I've streamed only the Browns for going on 17, 18 weeks. Got to start familiarizing with myself with some of these potential playoff teams. That's why I did the Miami game, and just because I was bored. Moving on to the NFC side, and as you can see, there's a lot that needs to happen this week. So only 4 teams have clinched. Again, 2 division titles. The North and the West are clinched up. Vikings and Niners locked down their divisions. I was actually very shocked how easy the Vikings won it. They could have won the division weeks ago. But the Niners, they clinched up the NFC West because they are just running. They're not even like slowing down. They are running over everybody. And I love to see it. It's going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Very tough. As long as they can stay healthy. I mean, they're going to be getting Debo back. They're going to have Elijah Mitchell coming back. They're only going to get better. Oh, what about Jimmy G? Oh, yeah, Jimmy G could come back. Do you really want him to come back? Y'all doing this with Brock freaking Purdy. Do you even want Jimmy G to be back? I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's, an embarrassment of riches for San Francisco. But we'll see what happens. But as you see, the Giants, the Eagles, the Bucks, and the Commanders all have potential clinching scenarios this week. The Giants can simply get in the playoffs with a win, or they have 3 scenarios where they tie, and it involves either a Seattle loss or tie, a Washington loss or tie, a Detroit loss or tie, a Green Bay loss or tie, and of course you need, Seattle to lose in 2 of them, and a Washington loss, a Detroit loss, or a Green Bay loss or tie. And then the final scenario is essentially Washington and Detroit and Green Bay all lose straight up. So I know Giants fans are going to probably be paying attention to our game. They're going to be peeking over at our score. And I'm pretty sure if and when we score touchdowns on them and we get big stops, their fans are going to probably be low-key celebrating on social media and stuff. Because they need, if they lose, I mean, Giants should not lose to the Colts. The Colts are a dead team right now. They're an abomination right now. They should not lose to Indy. If you lose to Indy, then you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Let's just be real. But yeah, they need a lot to happen if they were to lose. But simply win. You win and you're in. It's that simple. Because next week you get Philadelphia, and they're probably going to be resting starters. So, yeah. You don't want it to come down to that. So speaking of the Eagles, they play New Orleans this week, who of course beat us by 7 because, a bad interception by Deshaun Watson. Well, it wasn't really on Deshaun. It was on his receiver who couldn't catch it. The Eagles can clinch the East with a win or tie or a Dallas loss or tie. So essentially, you win, you get it, or none. No questions asked. And they can clinch the home field and first round bye with a win, either that or a tie and a Minnesota loss or tie, or simply a Dallas loss or tie, a Minnesota loss, and a San Fran loss or tie. So yeah, easiest thing to do is win. Just win, baby. Ahaha. win. And then we get Tampa Bay, possibly the weakest division leader in both conferences. As they're 7-8, they have the Carolina Panthers this week. Carolina ain't no slouch. It's crazy that we're even talking about Carolina potentially being in the division race, given how their season started. They fired their coach and they took off. They look good. Wish they would have beat Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago, but that is what it is. Whatever. So simply, Tampa Bay can just clinch their division with a win. That's it. And that's the only scenario for them. And then Washington, who of course plays my Browns, or our Browns, if there's any other Browns fans in the chat. They can clinch a playoff berth with a win, a Seattle loss, a Detroit loss, and a Green Bay loss or tie. And I'm pretty sure that is that's it. So simple as that, right? It's simple as that. And when you really think about it, it's not really that simple. Because as we've seen, a lot of crazy things can happen in the league. And I mean, you don't know what could happen. I mean, we would have been eliminated anyway if we had won, because the Chargers won. So, yeah, it is what it is. So let's get on with the picks. Let me go to NFL.com. Let me go to Bovada here. Get my nose is freaking itching and running. So while I'm waiting. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize if there's any. Go to the schedule here. Okay, and then Bovada. So Thursday night football, or Thursday night, yeah, Thursday night football. Final Thursday game of the year. We get the Dallas Cowboys facing the Tennessee Titans. If you're Jacksonville, you're going to be pulling hard for the Cowboys. And I think a lot of people will be, because honestly, I want to see Jacksonville just swoop in out of nowhere and take the division. I want to see it. I really want to see it. It'd be awesome. That would be awesome. I know, Jack. I intentionally muted myself because I didn't want to have the sound of me blowing my nose all over the place. But let me turn off my checking my stream. Turn my phone off real quick because it might be lagging a little bit. Not like it really matters. I'm not talking about much of anything. So yeah. Check everything. Yep, we're good. Let me check. Hang on. Okay, yep, we're on the stereo mic. All right, cool. I'm gonna go Dallas. Dallas is 11-4. They beat the Eagles like I thought they would. I knew they were probably gonna split with them. Oh, but they didn't have Gardner Minshew. Yeah, I mean, Eagles fans are gonna have that excuse and everything, but I don't know. Maybe I think Dallas would have beaten them regardless. Dallas is on a roll right now. They're looking good. Talking about a tough out in the playoffs, they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Like, they're going to be very tough to beat if they're clicking on all cylinders. And they're facing not a bad, but a mediocre Titans team trying to get to 500. Derrick Henry is essentially that team. No Tannehill. They got to rely on a rookie. I think the Cowboys are going to take advantage, and they're gonna go out there and take care of business, and they're gonna make Jags fans happy, setting up a huge game if the Jags can also beat the Texans, which they should. But the Texans they're a fighting team now. They won their second game, I believe, this past week too. Yeah, they won. How about that? It's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, I'm gonna go Cowboys. Next, we got Sunday game, starting with the 4-11 Cardinals and the 5-10 Falcons. Garbage versus trash. McSorley versus Desmond Ritter. Yeah. Where's my trash can? I gotta vomit. Yeah, doesn't matter who I'm picking. I'm gonna go Falcons. Doesn't matter who wins this game. This game sucks. Falcons are favored by 3.5. Yeah, give me Atlanta. Give me Atlanta. By the way, JJ Watt said he's gonna retire after this season. That sucks. You know, dude leaves Houston and he's trying to go win a Super Bowl, so he goes to Arizona. Arizona was good when he was there for a little bit, and then this year they just sucked completely. So that's tough. Dude never even reached the freaking conference title game, let alone the freaking Super Bowl. That's tragic. That's like a Joe Thomas thing that happened, you know. But Joe Thomas never reached the playoffs, so it's tough. But you know, I hate to see it, but maybe he should have went to a better team, right? But yeah, I'm gonna go Falcons over the Cards. Next, we got the 3-12 Bears and the 7-8 Lions. Blech. Bears are not good at all. I'm gonna go Lions. And according to Bovada, Lions are favored by 6. So yeah, that's a fair assessment. I'm gonna go with Lions. Next, we got the 7-8 Jags and the 2-12-1 Texans. The Jaguars are favored by 4.5. And the Texans are a fighting team, but they're not very good. I'm going to go Jaguars, and they're going to go to 8-8, which would keep them in first place. And I believe that would still set up a very intense Week 18 matchup. If both teams manage to win somehow, Titans and Jags, the division I think would literally come down the next week. But if the Jags win and the Titans lose, I'm pretty sure that would put them at 8-8 versus 7-9. But still, the division would come down the next week. Should be crazy to think about. Jaguars and Titans. I'm just thinking it's going to be Colts and Titans, but no, it's Jags and Titans. Like, okay. Dougie P wants in on the party too. All right then. But yeah, give me the Jags over the Texans. Yeah, I like the Jags. They're a good team. Dougie P has them looking real good. All right, moving on. 4-11 Broncos, who just fired their coach, facing the 12-3 Chiefs, who pretty much almost have nothing to play for besides the first round bye and stuff. If they're trying to get that first round bye and everything, home field advantage. That's why I said they almost have nothing to play for. And I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm going to go Chiefs to take care of business, and they're going to beat the Broncos. By the way, let me know if I'm muted or anything if you're watching. Let me know if I'm muted. Then I could just, because I mean, I'm clear. My microphone thing on OBS says I'm going good. So I was just muted for those few seconds because I was blowing my nose. All right, moving on. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, I got Chiefs over the Broncos. That's right. Chiefs are favored by 13.5. Yeah, give me the Chiefs all the way. Next, we got the 8-7 Dolphins with Tua once again in the concussion protocol against the 7-8 Patriots. Wow, Dolphins still trying to get to the playoffs for the first time in a couple years. I believe the last time they were in was when they went to Pittsburgh and they crapped the bed with what was it, Matt Moore, because Ryan Tannehill got hurt. Well, maybe he didn't even play. I don't know, but I know Matt Moore had to play the backup. They played in Pittsburgh in a freezing cold night or freezing cold day game. That was crazy. I think that was also the last time. That was the last time Pittsburgh, I think, won a playoff game too that year, which is crazy. Or maybe they won one the year after. I don't know. Doesn't really matter at this point. But I'm gonna go with the. Oh dang. I'm gonna go Patriots. Yeah. If Tua doesn't play, I'm going Patriots. Patriots are favored by 2.5. Yeah, I'm rolling with New England if Tua doesn't play. Keep that in mind. If Tua doesn't play, I'm going Pats. If he does, I'm going Dolphins. So there you go. Moving on, we got the 4-10-1 Indianapolis Colts, who are absolutely garbage, facing the 8-6-1 Giants, who are trying to get in the playoffs for the first time since 2016, when they went into Green Bay and lost because they're all like almost their whole entire team, like the good players went like the receiving core and stuff. They went on a beat in Miami during their bye or whatever. It was when they were really good too. Giants fans would say that that year they got kind of lucky because they had a weak schedule and they still barely beat some bad teams. And then Aaron Rodgers, Hail Mary Jesus, freaking owned them. It's tough. In this game, I'm going to go Giants. Giants are going to clinch their playoff spot for the first time since 2016. The Colts are not a good team. Giants are favored by 5.5. They're at home. Give me the Giants. All right, moving on. 6-9 Saints, 13-2 Eagles with Gardner Minshew. Should be a good one. Who's favored? Eagles by 7. Yeah. I'm gonna go Eagles to take down the Saints. Yeah, give me Philly. Pretty easy game. I mean, the Saints beat you guys. What are you talking about? Yeah, I know they beat us, but there's a freaking bug flying around. Might have to go kill it in a minute. God, I hate stink bugs. But yeah, they beat us by 7 points because of a turnover. And the fact that there was 31-mile-per-hour winds and the offense was kind of garbage. Defense didn't even look like they wanted to be there half the time. I'm gonna go Eagles to beat the Saints at home. Yeah, give me the Eagles. Eagles, of course, favored by 7 points. Yeah, give me Philly. Give me them birds. Give me them birds. Next, we got the 6-9 Panthers and the 7-8 Bucks. Again, Bucks win. They clinch the division. Panthers win. Things get very, very interesting. And in terms of betting, in terms of the money line or whatever, let's see if I can find it. So Bucks favored by 3, which is the standard for a home team. Yeah, I'm gonna roll. I'm please beat the communists. That's funny. I just now saw that comment. Depressed Packers fan. That's funny. Beat the commies. That's funny. That's hilarious. But in this game, I gotta go Bucks. I gotta go Bucks. Yeah, they're gonna win at home and they're gonna clinch the division. Hat and T-shirts for Tom Brady and company. Popping, well, not popping bottles, but they're gonna celebrate in their home stadium. Yep. Give me the Bucks. Next, we got the final 1 o'clock game of the week. 6-9 Browns, 7-1 Commanders. Commanders again trying to stay alive in the playoff race. Browns essentially just trying to play spoiler at this point. And betting line says Commanders by 2. And I'm going to say Browns. Take it. Browns go out there and they play hard and they get the win somehow. Yeah. Give me the Browns to shock the Commanders and almost pretty much end their season at this point. But yeah, give me the Browns. 4:05, 4 o'clock slate. 11-4 Niners, 6-9 Raiders, and the Death Star, the matchup formerly known as the Battle of the Bay. This should be a good one. I mean, the Raiders have not played well. Still got a very good team. Niners, of course, have not lost in forever. Betting line is Niners by 6. Okay, yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense there. Niners are rolling right now. They look like a team to beat in the playoffs. They're going to be, like I said, they're going to be a very hard team to take out in the playoffs, especially if they start clicking, which I could see them clicking from the moment the playoffs start. They're a very good team. I'm going to go Niners on the road. Give me the 49ers to take down their old rivals in the Raiders. Or I guess they're still rivals, but they're just not the Bay Area rivals anymore. Give me the Niners regardless. Yeah. So we have the 7-8 Jets and the 7-8 Seahawks. Oh, these two teams, I believe, they connected with the Jamal Adams trade, and we'll see who wins this game. It's like whoever wins this game wins that trade. Yeah. Also, Geno Smith facing an old team of his too. Can he get revenge on the Jets? Jets are going to be starting Mike White, from what I hear. Zach Wilson will not be active for this game, I'm pretty sure, because he sucks. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Jets because the Jets they're still alive. They got a pulse. They're favored by 2 in Bovada. Mike White gives them a whole new energy. The guys like to play for him. And I think they're going to eke out a victory on the road out west in Seattle. So give me the Jets to take down the Seahawks, and go to 8-8 on the year. Next, 425. We got the 12-3 Vikings and the 7-8 Packers. Wow, who would have thought? Week 17, and the Vikings lead the North, whereas the Packers are struggling. They're trying to stay alive. They need a lot to happen too, but you never know. Nevada has the Packers by 3.5. The Vikings have gotten very lucky as of late. Very lucky. And I think Aaron Rodgers gets this one. I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers at home. You can never doubt him at home. I'm going to go Packers to take down the Vikings at home. And the Vikings' luck starts to run out a little bit. Give me Green Bay to take this dub, and they continue to run the table and try to squeak into the playoffs. So give me Green Bay. And then the final weekday game of the week, 425, 5-10 Rams, 9-6 Raiders, in the Battle of the Bay. Not the Battle of the Bay. Oh my God. Battle Los Angeles. Whose house? Right now it's looking like the Chargers' house, my guy, because the Chargers have a playoff spot. Damn. So technically, LA will be back in the playoffs. It's just powder blue instead of dark blue. Justin Herbert instead of Matthew Stafford. Keenan Allen, not Cooper Kupp. Austin Eckler, not Cam Akers. Give me the Chargers to win. Yeah, the Chargers. They're favored by 6.5 according to Bovada. Yeah. The Rams are not a good team. Think about a Super Bowl hangover. It's freaking crazy the fall off this team had. But injuries will do that to you. Give me the freaking Chargers to get the win, and they win the Battle Los Angeles. And then Sunday Night Football, AFC North rivalry, 7-8 Steelers, 10-5 Ravens. Who would have thought? The Ravens are the team that ends the Steelers' streak of having a 500 record. Of all the teams to do it, it's the Ravens, right? Possibly Lamar will be back. We'll see. Steelers have not had an under 500 season since 2004. The year they drafted Big Ben. The year before, like the 03-04 season. Because in that draft, they drafted Big Ben. And from that point on, no under 500 seasons. They've been close a couple times. Never got under 500. I even picked them to go 9-8 because, of course, they would. See if the Ravens can knock them under 500. We'll see. Bovada has the Ravens favored by 3. Okay. We'll see if Lamar plays. It's in Baltimore, too, don't forget. These two teams always play each other tough, too. Oh, I want to see it happen. Give me the Ravens to beat the Steelers. Yeah, I'm going Ravens to finally snap the Steelers streak, and they're going to knock the Steelers under 500 overall. Guarantee them a losing season for the first time since 0304. It's freaking crazy. It's freaking nuts. You know what I'm saying? It was the year they drafted Big Ben because they had a high draft pick that year. They haven't had a high draft pick in years. So, yeah. Steelers going through a rebuild. And the season's still going on while the Brown season's over. Well, the Steelers season's probably going to be over too real soon as well. So it's whatever, you know. Yeah, give me the Ravens over the Steelers on Sunday night. And then to wrap it all up, Monday, January 2nd. 11-3 Bills, 11-4 Bengals. Let's see. Betting line. Bills by 1. Solid. I think this would be a very close, high scoring game. And I'm going to go with the Bills to win this game. Yeah. Give me Buffalo. And that ends our slate of Thursday night and Monday night games for the 2022-2023 season. God, that's crazy. Because next week, everyone plays at the same time. Or at least mostly. The bad games start first. So, see how this goes. And as always, picks will be in the description. And I'll see you guys Thursday for Cavs Pacers. Right? Yeah. So until then, I'm Crazy Dog, and I gotta hit the hay. 6-9 Raiders are still alive. Raider season gonna come down the next week. Yes, Tanner, we are. I'll see you guys later. All right, have a good night, and go Browns. Beat the commies.